episode of Getting to Know Our Neighbors. My name is Erica Sanchez with Achievers Elite. And on today's episode, I get to speak to Naomi Vasquez. She is a recruiting specialist. I met Naomi through a blind brunch with Heal Her Foundation a few months ago. And what I love about Naomi is her confidence and how comfortable she makes you feel when you're around her. So let's get to know her. Hi, Naomi. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you?
Hi, Erica. I'm doing great.
That's awesome. Great. So let's start by describing what you do.
Sure. I have been in recruiting and human resources for the past 9 years. So the recruiting business that I'm in is basically, I'm a contract recruiter. So companies actually hire me to hire for them. So if they have open positions, instead of using maybe limited resources that they have, and stretching those employees thinner, they decide to basically outsource. So they say, hey, Naomi, we have these positions. We want you to recruit for these positions and get them filled for us.
And how did you get started in the recruiting business?
I was actually downsized after maybe a month shy of 5 years in property management.
Okay.
And so in just networking and being in the staffing industry as an owner's executive assistant, I had reached out to some contacts / friends that I had who own an actual temporary agency, and they just so happened to have a position available.
So through friends, you were able to find this new venture.
Absolutely. And as time went on, I definitely found out that recruiting is definitely my niche.
Are there any jobs or positions that you're looking for candidates at this time?
Right now, I am looking for licensed clinical counselors, and specifically those who are bilingual, speak Spanish and English both.
Okay.
I'm working for a federal contractor now who is responsible for the care and housing of children that are coming from the southern border.
Is there a deadline as to when candidates can apply for this position or get in touch with you?
There is, I would say in about 10 days, we may close that requisition because we've had a good turnout. So I've had a number of candidates that I've reached out to who have given me actual referrals. So it's like a tiny little gold mine that I've found.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great. And hopefully from the people that reach out to you, you're able to find other individuals that maybe are compatible with other positions that you may have in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. What are qualities that you look for in candidates?
I look for professionalism, no matter the position. Even if you're going to be packing boxes, there is a matter of professionalism and really just the way you carry yourself and how you convey the information that you want an employer to know about you. That's really what's going to help you go further, because it gives the employer the understanding that, hey, this person is very competent in really just how you present yourself. And that's how you establish a relationship. If you're hired, they're going to kind of key into that competence and potentially tap you to do more, which can lead to your own growth within a position and or a company.
Right, yes.
So that would be first. Yes. Second would definitely be communication style, and really just putting yourself out there to be confident in the skills that you have. A lot of times people, job seekers, may not know what they don't know. That you should have a completely separate email just looking for jobs instead of pretty lady 79 at Gmail.
Right.
However it can be your name or just something a little more professional always helps. So those are pretty much the key things that I look into, besides, of course, the necessary search for experience and skill set.
And what drives you to do what you do?
It's really the relationship building, because I get to have a relationship with the client and or company I'm working for, in letting them know I'm working very hard to fill these positions with confident and capable um, people who are going to get the job done properly.
Right. Okay.
And then working for the candidate in order to let them know I'm working for them by trying to find them a position that's going to suit their skill set,
Mhm.
as well as what they're looking for, of course, pay wise, because no one wants to go to work for free.
Right.
So definitely keying in on that, and sometimes having to let folks know you may want to make $25 an hour, but you've had one job for 6 months, and so
Right.
that's not realistic.
Okay.
But really just providing people with more information as to what can help them escalate in the career that maybe they've chosen, or one they haven't even thought about, but that they have the transferable skills for.
Well, something that you just said made me think of a question, which is, do you also have candidates or people looking for a job come to you?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. I have people that know what I do. When I post my jobs on Facebook, because it's really popular, um, people will reach out to me afterwards, even if maybe they're not interested in what I post, or they're already working, or maybe unfortunately they may not qualify. Um, I get reached out to by folks that say, "Hey, I have a friend looking for a job. Where should they start?" Or for instance, there was a friend of mine that had reached out recently about a friend of his, a young gentleman that he knows, who is on the spectrum.
Okay.
And so he said he was, very capable of doing a variety of things. So I provided him with a couple of job leads that I had seen, very recent to his reaching out to me. And so the young man was successful in obtaining employment through that.
That's
So
great.
that really worked out well. And I've made other connections like that.
Okay.
I remember um, just a couple of years ago, I was looking for a job and I had come across a person, but they didn't have anything. Okay, no problem. But then a couple of years later, they
Mhm.
reached out to me about something they had. Well, I was already employed for quite some time by then, but it was our interaction
Right.
which led her to remember me.
Mhm.
So I said, well, even though I'm employed, hold that thought. I'm going to reach out to my network. And so I made a match with a person that I know was looking for a job, and they were hired.
You were the one that put together the puzzle.
Right. Correct. And the matchmaker.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Awesome. And is there something or someone that motivates you?
It's really just knowing, because in what I do, I'm providing someone with a job. And, for most of us, a job is the way that, we're able to live a lifestyle that we do, that we choose.
Mhm.
So it really gives me satisfaction when I can help someone to really achieve.
Mhm.
Again, even if it's with the most basic of positions, knowing that I'm helping them is what really keeps me going. And
What are your goals for the next year?
I would say my goals are to really pursue networking now that we're done with the pandemic,
Mhm.
almost, kind of, sort of, whatever people are saying we're
Yeah.
at. um but yeah, I think that's going to be my concentration, and also to target specific groups where my services can be utilized,
Okay.
in that, I've been the hiring employer, on the human resources side, and have been known to provide, tips to young people who are out on the job market, letting them know, hey, even again, if it's a factory or a warehouse, a clean pair of pants and a polo shirt, even if your polo is from Walmart,
Mhm.
is just fine, instead of a tank top and shorts and flip flops.
Right.
um, and as well as those who may have been in the workforce for a short time, providing them with insight as to how they may be able to escalate if they like the type of work they've been doing, and
Mhm.
how, one college course that they can take, even at a community college, can really earn them more money. with the
Right.
skills they have, and that little bit of schooling and that course can help them escalate. So I want to get more into providing that kind of service to as a part of programming at nonprofit.
I like that idea of providing those who needed the assistance, or at least the knowledge of the different skills that you have within yourself, but maybe just refining them. So that's great
Right.
that that's something that you want to do within the next year. Is there something that people don't know about you?
I'm actually quite funny. People take me very seriously, but I'm pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I can attest to that. What is the most memorable experience that you've had working either with a client or with a candidate?
I would say it's two in one in the same, really. I was recruiting for a specific position in the prison system
Okay.
where I worked with a variety of managers at different prisons here in the central Ohio area.
Mhm.
And so I had some managers that requested I find candidates who potentially had a law enforcement background. And then I had other managers that were like, well, I don't really need that. I want them to have restaurant or food experience.
Okay.
And so it dawned on me, because I have a family history of veterans, that veterans would be a perfect match. And
Mhm.
I say that because veterans understand the hierarchy within the prison system, meaning captain, lieutenant, etc. And who else better than to provide directions to someone and know they will complete the task at hand, like a veteran
Mhm.
who is, essentially a soldier.
Right. Right.
So it was pretty much a match made in heaven, and I was really successful with it, and I'm glad I was able to, open managers' eyes to maybe an avenue that they weren't used to or just didn't know about, and know how it could benefit them and what their job
Right.
required of them.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then of course I was employing veterans, so that was another
That is,
win.
it's nice to know that you were able to make that connection and get them to the position that was where they were needed. Well, and how can people or just candidates or someone that needs that skill refined can get in touch with you?
They can send me an email and a resume if they're looking for a job. I am always looking at what is out there, who
Okay.
is hiring, pay rates, industries to get into that may be more popular, and have a lot more advancement opportunities and the opportunity to really have a career path. So I'm on Facebook, Naomi Vasquez, as well as I can again be emailed a resume or just emailed questions, or anytime you want to reach out to me. And my email is Naomi Vasquez at hotmail.com, and I will spell it out. N as in Nancy, AOMI, V as in Victor, AS like Sam, QUEZ at hotmail.com.
I really had fun getting to know what you do a little bit more and getting to know you a little bit more because we only had a couple of times that we met. So I appreciate your time. Any last words that you have for the viewers?
Now is the time to get a job. If you're looking to change career paths, if you're looking for more money, um, realistically, Columbus is a very good market to be able to be successful in the career path that you're choosing, or to find a career path with all of the schools in the local area, again, community college, OSU, and other public and or private institutions. Now is the time to be able to get out here and make it.
And they'll have you with experience to be able to match them with something that they'll love or that they can definitely grow in and see a career path that they like. So that's
Absolutely.
all right. Well, everyone, this is it for today's episode on getting to know our neighbors. My name again is Erica Sanchez with Achievers Elite. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and also share with your friends. Don't forget to check out our local website at parkbench.com/northernwoods and subscribe to our newsletter. If you have a business or know someone that has a business that may benefit from being featured on our website, please connect with me. You can also call or text at 614 905 7664. Bye.